you have had a wonderful day. I would like to say hello, good morning, and I would like to welcome all the parents, all the students, and of course, our special guest today. More on that a little bit later. Harry, good morning, please.
Good morning, Terry. Thank you for that warm welcome. And I'd also like to echo Terry's welcome. Sorry for my appearance today. I'm recovering from some plastic surgery. So it should look better as the broadcast continues. But yes, just to echo Terry's words, thank you everyone for joining. And I'm sure it's going to be exciting. Terry, back to you.
Thank you very much. So during this last 2 weeks, our students had very interesting lessons. So they learned all about being a reporter, and they learned many different things about the job and the task reporters need to do. They also learned about the different types of news, journalism, and of course, how reporters gather information. So, Harry, can you tell us a little bit more about the things that our students did in class?
Yes, of course, Terry, it would be my pleasure. We started off by covering the theory of journalism. We also looked at how to conduct interviews, and then each student carefully and masterfully conducted interviews. We then focused on learning how to write news stories. And today, our young reporters are going to report their news stories. So that's what we've been through over the past few days. It's been very intense, but I'm sure you will agree with me, Terry, that we've been very proud of their progress, haven't we?
Yes, I agree with you 100%. It's very exciting. It's fun. Lots of smiles and laughs and very interesting stories. So you will all be pleasantly surprised. Now, everyone, we do have a very special guest today, and it would be my honor to introduce you. Now, this gentleman is considered the leading senior news anchor and journalist in Indonesia, with more than 25 years of experience in broadcasting, both in radio and television. And he also has 10 years of experience of broadcasting journalism, being a news anchor and a reporter for Metro TV. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Ralph Tampubolon. Excuse me. So he is here to support and encourage our junior reporters through their journey and give some very special advice to them. So everyone, please welcome Mr. Ralph. Mr. Ralph, welcome. And it is very magical, actually, to have you here today. So thank you. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
So may I ask you, how are you today? Are you busy? Is there lots of news out there that we are eager to hear about?
Well, I'll forward that very question to the 16 amazing friends that we have lined up this morning, because I'm eager to find out what stories do they have in mind that you're going to share with us this morning.
Excellent, excellent. And may I ask you, what do you expect you will see from our junior reporters?
Well, I expect to see some, besides the stories that they're going to tell, how they deliver that. And I expect to see some fun, confidence, and just go for it and have fun with it. And we'll see how it goes.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate your input. All right, ladies and gentlemen, parents and students and fellow teachers, thank you again for joining us. Let us begin with today's program. So we're now going live on the scene with our first junior reporter. Misha, over to you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good news. A new Subway sandwich store has opened in Citragran, Cibubur, Indonesia with tons of sandwiches. You can choose any ingredient you want on your sandwich. Many people have visited this place and left with a smile. I guarantee you that your sandwich will be perfect as ever. So gather your friends and family and visit this new sandwich restaurant with tons of sandwiches and smiles. This is Misha signing off.
Thank you very much. Wow, Misha. So, Misha, that news made me very hungry. So let me ask you, was there a big line? Can I just run over there very quickly and pick up a sandwich?
There's a very big line. You cannot just go over and pick up a sandwich. You have to wait.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe after this broadcast, I will run down there and pick myself a sandwich. Thank you very much, Misha. Thank you for that excellent report. All right, now we're going over live to our next reporter. One moment, please. Hello, Cedric. Are you there, Cedric?
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, Cedric. How are you today? We are now
I'm
going
good,
over
thank you.
live. Excuse me, Cedric. Now we're going live to Cedric on the scene. Please continue.
Good morning, everyone. Hope your day's off to a good start and you are all ready for an exciting walk through history. Imagine walking through the silent streets of Pompeii, an ancient Roman city near Naples in Italy. The city was buried under volcanic ash when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD. Excavations began in the 18th century, uncovering remarkably preserved structures, artifacts, and insight into ancient Roman life. An Italian archaeologist called Giuseppe Fiorelli, who led the excavations in the mid-19th century, pioneered the technique of pouring plaster into voids left by the decomposed bodies, resulting in detailed plaster casts of the victims. One notable aspect of the excavation is the astonishing preservation of graffiti found on the walls of Pompeii, with messages ranging from political commentary to declarations of love and advertisements for gladiatorial games. These inscriptions serve as a testament to the vibrancy and diversity of Pompeii society. The excavation of Pompeii reveals an ancient city preserved in volcanic ash. Apart from offering remarkable insights into the cultural richness of the city and the life of its inhabitants, its ruins also evoke a human tragedy. Today, Pompeii still stands as a captivating cultural heritage site, emphasizing the importance of preserving our past. Ongoing research holds the promise of further discoveries, enriching our understanding of this extraordinary ancient city. I'm Cedric Tahaya for Edu News.
All right, very interesting story there. Thank you very much, Cedric. So Cedric, thank you. So Cedric, tell me, how did you find this story? This is such an interesting story.
I found it in one of my very thick books.
All right, well,
And then
excellent.
it was recent and also interesting, so I decided to do it.
Excellent. Well, we all had a little walk through history. Thank you very much, Cedric. All right, now we're going to go over live to, please wait one moment. All right, everyone, let me hear. Okay, we're going now live to Callista. Callista, our on-the-scenes reporter. Over to you, Callista.
This is Callista reporting live from Ragunan Zoo. The Prime Minister of Australia invited the President of Indonesia during his visit to see the Sumatran tigers in Taronga Zoo in Sydney. These Sumatran tigers are a product of the friendship between Australia and Indonesia. Jakarta is the sister city of Sydney, and because of this, the Ragunan Zoo in Jakarta has a special partnership with the Taronga Zoo in Sydney. In 2015, the Ragunan Zoo made a special collaboration with Taronga Zoo to create a pair of giraffe cubs with a female Sumatran tiger to be sent to Sydney on loan. On the 16th of August 2015, a pair of 10-month-old giraffe cubs arrived in Ragunan Zoo in Jakarta. These were the first giraffes to inhabit the Ragunan Zoo since 2012. Not long after, the female Sumatran tiger also arrived in Sydney's Taronga Zoo. Since then, the pair of giraffe cubs are all grown up and have 2 cubs of their own. The Sumatran tigress has also given birth to cubs of her own. So when you visit the giraffes in Ragunan Zoo or the Sumatran tigers in Taranga Zoo, just remember that they were a result of a great friendship between Indonesia and Australia. This is Kalista reporting live from Ragunan Zoo.
Thank you very much, Callista. Oh, a story that warms our heart. So I am looking forward to seeing the giraffes as well. So are there any other animals that you would like to see when you go to visit this zoo?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the pandas, the lions, tigers. Which ones do you think are interesting?
Komodo dragon.
All right. Okay. The Komodo dragon. Oh, wow. So just a little bit of information. There are actual monitor lizards near where I live. I see them every day. They are related to the Komodo dragon, same family, but just as scary. Thank you very much, Callista. That was a very interesting story. We are now going to go live to Prama. Prama, are you ready, Prama?
Yes.
All right, please wait one moment while we have a little connection. Here we go, live on the scenes. Prama, over to you.
Okay, the pollution of DKI Jakarta. This is Prama, reporting from Naranha, Egypt, Jakarta. Jakarta is the rank of 20 countries with the worst air pollution. People when sick and old people should stay at home until the pollution stops. Pollution was started due to cars with no electricity and power plants. The pollution caused coughs, sore throat, cancer, asthma, and dizziness. My mom worked as a broadcaster in Jakarta. My mom commutes from Depok to Jakarta by a car. My mom said in the morning the sky is black and she cannot see the sky. Fortunately, my mom did not use public transport or out of the room for a day. And the other workers who use public transport use a mask so they could not get sick. My mom said some of her friends did not care. They go jogging in mornings for hours without a mask. We have to walk around, so we don't need to stop using on our own cars. We just want our earth safe. Try using public transport. Thank you. Back to the studio with Mr. Terry.
All right, thank you very much, Prama. Very interesting story. So, because so many different things are happening in the world today, and we have faced the pandemic, pollution, and so many different things. What do you think we can do as citizens to help our country?
We must stop using power plants and choose other alternative helps for electricity.
Excellent,
That's
excellent.
our only hope.
Okay, I agree with you. We must conserve electricity, maybe not use our vehicles as much to help conserve and create less pollution. Thank you very much for your insight. I appreciate it. All right, everyone. Now we're going to go to another one of our junior reporters. Live on the scene is Zaidan. Zaidan, are you there? Zaidan?
Yeah.
All
Hello,
right.
Zaidan here, and I am going to report about my brother. His hobby is playing video games. His favorite food is pizza. Fun fact, he's an introvert just like me. That's all for my brother. So love your family and friends, and have a nice day.
All right. Thank you for that human interest story. So you say that your brother is an introvert just like you, and he likes to relax and stay at home. So what type of activities do you like to do together?
Sometimes when we play video games together, we like to play horror games.
Horror games. Oh my goodness. Wow. Aren't you scared playing horror games?
No, because my brother always go first.
Okay. So your brother supports you and you support your brother.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your news story. We are now going to go live to our next on the scene reporter. All righty. One moment, please. I'm getting something in. Yes. Arjuna. Arjuna, are you there?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Excellent. Over to you, Arjuna.
Hello everyone, Whitney Hewlett to reporting about the newest playing park in my town. There are so many amazing dinosaurs parks for kids in the world. One of them is in my town. These places are full of fun learning opportunities for kids of all ages. There are so many Stegosaurus, Triceratops, T-Rex, Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, etc. In the dino park are so many games you can play, and not just game. You can enjoy your other venue like roller coaster,
All right. One
mini
moment.
train,
I
The-
apologize. Please go ahead.
Dino World, one of favorite place for all ages. You can enjoy them everywhere. Thank you for having me. Hope you enjoy your days.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Arjuna. So I would like to apologize to the studio audience. We had a little glitch there, but thank you very much for continuing on with your report, Arjuna. So may I ask you, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Maybe T-Rex.
The T-Rex. Now, why do you like the T-Rex?
Because it's eating a meat.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. All right, very good. Thank you. So do you think the T-Rex is the scariest dinosaur out of all the dinosaurs?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Arjuna. All right, now we're going to go live. One moment. I think I see our next reporter over there. George. Hello, George. Over to you, George.
I'm ready.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is George, and I'm here to share some exciting news with you today. Are you ready? Okay, let's get started. In my neighborhood, we have a beautiful park with lots of tall and green trees. Because of those trees, we have many birds living there too. They sing lovely songs and make the park feel alive. But there was one problem. The birds didn't have proper houses for their little babies. And when it rained heavily, it was difficult for them to stay dry. That made me feel sad for them. But guess what? Something amazing happened. Our neighborhood community decided to help the birds by building new bird houses for them. Isn't that great? Now, the birds have cozy homes to protect their babies from the rain and keep them safe. The bird houses are like special nests made just for them. Ever since we built those bird houses, we've noticed something wonderful. There are even more birds now. They're so happy with their new homes that they decided to bring more friends
Their friends and families still live here too. It's like a bird paradise in our park. And you know how I know there are more birds? Because in the morning they sing their beautiful songs even louder than before. It's like they're saying thank you to us. I wanted to share this exciting news with you. So I went around and interviewed my neighbors and friends, Joey and Hantie. Joey told me that he saw a mama bird feeding her baby inside one of the birdhouses. And Hantia said he saw colorful birds he had never seen before. It's like a real bird party. So my friends, that's all for today's news. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the new birdhouses and the happy birds in our park. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have an exciting day.
All right. Thank you very much, George. Excellent story. So, George, how do you feel in the morning when you hear the birds chirp? Does it help you to relax?
Yeah, I'm really happy.
Excellent. Well, I am happy for you. I know that listening to the birds in the morning is a wonderful way to start your day and to help you relax. Thank you very much for your report, George. I hope you have a wonderful, pleasant day. All right, we're now going to go live to our next reporter on the scene, Meisha. Hello, Meisha, are you there?
Yes.
Excellent. Over to you, please.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Maisa. I like to go to Jakarta Aquarium. I go to Jakarta Aquarium with my dad, mom, and my brother on Saturday. We see 6 big sharks, stingray fish, piranha fish, tortoise, and so many other fishes. We go there on Saturday when I was holiday. Jakarta Aquarium has so many unique fishes and I like it so much. Thank you.
All right, excellent. So you saw many different types of fish and shark. Which type of fish did you like the best?
I like the sharks.
The sharks, okay. Do you think sharks are scary?
Yes.
Okay, but they're very interesting. So thank you very much. And I'm glad you had a wonderful time with your family. All right, now we're going to go over to our last junior reporter on the scene. Hello, Liam. Liam, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right,
Yes.
excellent.
Okay, breaking news. I'm Liam reporting live from Galing Circle, and I have some exciting news about my sister Emma. Today, I have a big announcement about her. You'll be surprised. Emma, who's only 5 years old, can float in the water all by herself without any special equipment. Isn't that amazing? It does, but look at her now. She wasn't as good as she's now when she started. But look at her now. In less than 5 months, she achieved her goal. Big shout out to our great coach, Mr. Bismar, who also has been my swimming coach for 6 years. Thanks to his patience and support, and Emma is confident to try floating without any equipment and improve her swimming skills. And also not forget to mention, it is of course the result from all Emma's efforts and training. So it's a combination of her hard work and Mrs. Coach that will congratulate her for this incredible achievement. And I believe he will report more amazing announcements in the future. So stay tuned for more exciting news about her. That's all, folks. So back to you, Terry.
Thank you very much. All right. Excellent human interest story, Liam. So you must be very proud of Emma. Please give Emma my congratulations on her achievement. So now that Emma can swim, what are your plans for this summer holiday?
Actually, actually, I think I think I want to go swimming in in a water park. I think if but I think we should swim in our pool near our neighborhood for now because we don't have the money to go to a far place like that.
All right. Thank you very much. So I hope you enjoy swimming with your sister. And everyone, thank you very much for joining us here today with our junior reporters. Now, we heard lots of interesting stories. So now I would like to go over to Mr. Ralph. Mr. Ralph, can you please give me some of your thoughts and some tips possibly for our students?
Absolutely. So for the first 9, we get to hear stories about the zoo, the birds, dinos, sharks, something about Pompeii's history and artifacts, somebody's being an introvert, and swimming with my sister Emma. So a very wide spread of topics being covered there, with different types of deliveries, of course, in accordance to deliver different types of personalities that are featured here. Overall, I see confidence, and I see having fun telling the story, because keep in mind, reporting might seem to be too formal of a word, but if you like to think of it, nothing more, nothing less than storytelling. We're basically telling a story, and think of it as like telling a story to a close friend, or to your parents, or to your teachers, somebody you know, because that's the trick that at least I use whenever I'm reporting something, that before I do get to speak, I always like have this inner voice inside me telling me, hey, listen up, you want to hear a story? I got something to tell you, and it's interesting. And it starts with that, and followed by whatever it is that you're going to tell. That helps to, like, if it's an airplane, it helps the plane take off. Otherwise, you can fall into the trap of course, if you're facing the camera, sometimes you don't see who you're talking to. So that kind of like, it can become scary at times because you don't know who you're speaking to. But if you can just imagine telling somebody who you know, somebody who you're very close to, and you're interested with your story, be it a story about the zoos, be it a story about my sister, you want to sell that story to whoever is listening, that you believe. First of all, you got to believe in the story that you're telling, that it's a good story, and you're giving all the reasons in the world why they should listen to your story. So that's a start, and if you can start with that, you can just go on by telling your story. But overall, I see confidence, clear dictions, and you're having fun telling. One extra note for Hura Arjuna. You have, how old are you, Hura?
7 old.
Oh, you're 7. Okay, so I have a son who's now 12, and he just graduated from the University of carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores on the lands of dinosaurs. He has a wide collection of all sorts of Jurassic toys. So I bet you two have something in common there. So it's no stranger for a 7-year-old boy to really grow up with all kinds of sorts of dinosaurs. So good job, everybody. And I have more to say later on as at the end, of course. Let's hear the next batch.
Thank you very much. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Ralph for your words of encouragement and advice. And I would like to turn it over now to our other teacher, Teacher Harry, please.
Hey, thank you so much, Terry, for holding down the fort. And Mr. Ralph, thank you so much for that insight. Wow, I'm sure the students really appreciated that. Remember this, okay? 20 years into the future, think back on this moment, okay? And remember how Mr. Ralph gave you this fantastic advice, okay? Now, we are going to move on to our second batch of junior reporters. They have a wide variety of intriguing stories to share. And we're going to start with our first junior reporter, Abi. Abi is standing by. Abi, are you ready?
Yes, mister. I am
Perfect,
ready.
Abi. Shoot.
Okay. For my new story, I want to write about earthquake in Jogja. The reason I chose that is because I experienced it. Welcome, my name is Abiati Pribadi. I want to tell you about my second biggest earthquake experience. So it's 8:10 p.m., 13 June 2023. I was sitting in the floor and suddenly I felt something shaking. I thought I was dizzy, but I was wrong. It was a strong earthquake. I didn't realize it until my little brother shouted out, "Abi, it's earthquake!" So I get up while panicking and I ran to my mom. My mom is opening the front door. It's very short earthquake. It's only 15 seconds. My dad gave us instructions to the guest room and open the guest room door, and not to panic and keep ourselves safe and calm. The earthquake magnitude is 6.4 and 6.6, and it's 25 times from night to morning. Thankfully, my house is strong enough to handle the earthquake, and it's 25 years old. So the moral is, don't be panicked and keep calm. Remember the instruction that is important. So yes, see you soon. Bye-bye.
Fantastic reporting there, Abi. I just have one question. In your family, who was the calmest person or who was the bravest during the earthquake?
The bravest? Definitely my dad, but I didn't realize it at all.
Fantastic, Abi, and thank you for giving us not only that information, but the times, the statistics, even the magnitude of the earthquake. Fantastic reporting there, Abi, as usual. Now, following on from Abi, we are going to hear from Joshua. Joshua is also standing by. Josh, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joshua, and I want to tell you about the basketball court that is being built in my neighborhood. So, in the neighborhood that I live in, there are 3 parks. The basketball court is being built at the closest park to my house. The neighborhood fund is donated from the people that live in the neighborhood, so they managed to build it without any problems. The basketball court will take at least 6 months for it to be ready. Almost everyone in this neighborhood likes to play basketball, so the leader decided to build it. To build it, the builder must destroy everything in the park, then they rebuild it. There are already some kids that played there even though it's not done yet. It is free to play for everyone that lives in the neighborhood. I am very excited and can't wait to play at the basketball court with my friends. I am grateful that I live in this neighborhood. Thank you for listening to my story and see you next time.
Brilliant reporting there, Joshua, as well. And I want to ask you, Joshua, where do you play basketball now?
At school.
Ah, fantastic, Joshua. Now, Joshua, do you play in the school team or do you just play with your friends?
I just play with my friends.
And that's fantastic, Joshua. I think I also need to follow your example and get into shape by playing some b-ball. Oh, great. Thank you for your insight there, Joshua. Now we're going to cross over to Nathan, who has a very fascinating human interest story to share. Nathan, are you ready? Okay, Nathan.
Yes, I'm ready. For my story, I want to write about my first experience in doing interview. The reason I chose that because I think this is the most interesting topic and I never do this before. Hello, this is my story about my first experience of doing interview. Thursday, 29 June 2023, I tried to do my first interview with my brother because my brother and I like to play a game. First, I prepare the question. I prepare 5 questions and after that, I invite him to my room. And I start interviewing him. I ask question one by one and he answered it true. The result of this interview is that I get all the information needed and I write it on the page. So I think that's my first interview. I think doing interview is really fun and the moral that I get is I need to learn and practice more to improve my interviewing and public speaking skill. So that's all about my story. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Thank you. And thank you so much for sharing, Nathan. And I remember when you wrote the story about your brother and the interview. So tell me, Nathan, what was the most difficult part of interviewing your brother? Or what was your
Preparing the
favorite?
question. I think I can only prepare 5 questions. It's already too much for me.
It really is a challenge. And I think Mr. Ralph is also going to share some insight on this topic. So great reporting there, Nathan. And we're looking forward to more interviews with you and your brother and maybe some other guests. You know, maybe Mr. Ralph will allow you to interview him. We'll see. Great work there, Nathan. Balvania is standing by for all fans of a very famous musician. She's going to give us a very swift news report. Please go ahead, Balvania.
Hello everyone. For my news story, I want to tell you guys about the Taylor Swift Eras Tour. The reason why I chose this is because it's a tour that everyone is very excited and it is trending right now. Hello everyone, my name is Balvania and I will be reporting about the viral tour Eras Tour by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift has been holding his famous tour from March until November of 2023. She is currently doing it in America, so we internationals will have to wait until 2024 for her international tour. The nearest concert is in Asia at Singapore from 2nd to 7th March of 2024. So she will be performing for 6 nights in Singapore. This tour is dedicated to her 10 music albums that she has been doing since the start of her career. This tour is one of her most successful tours behind the Red, 1989, and the Reputation tour. The tickets are a bit pricey as it is over $250 or 3 juta rupiah. If you are interested or if you are a Swiftie, I suggest you get the tickets. It is worth it because it is once in a lifetime. That is all from me. Bye-bye.
Balvania, as you know, I'm a big Swiftie myself, and my favorite song is Blank Space. What is your favorite, or what are your 2 favorite Taylor Swift songs?
I think my favorite song right now is a song called Red and a song called Delicate.
Delicate, excellent choices there, Balvania. Well, I'm going to try to save up as much as I can. Maybe I'll see you in Singapore for the concert. Thank you very much, Balvania. Very, very useful information there for all the Swiftie fans out there. Now we're going to hear from Pradana. Pradana is standing by. Pradana, please go ahead with your story.
Okay. Hello, good morning. I'm Pradana. In this morning news, I will tell you about something happening in my neighborhood. In this morning news, I will tell you about Idul Adha in my neighborhood. Idul Adha is Islamic day, and Idul Adha we can sacrifice animals like cows, lambs, and goats. In Idul Adha, there is the important things, and that is distribute animal meat to people in need. In Idul Adha, there is one worship for Islamic people named Salat Id. Maybe that's all for me. Okay, thank you. This is Pradana from Edu News Report.
Fantastic work there, Pradana. I wish we could hear more stories like these. We can learn a lot about religion and culture. So I want to ask you, Pradana, do you distribute the meat or your parents? Who is responsible for distributing the meat to the needy?
Maybe my moms have a cow and distribute it.
Fantastic, Pradana. Now, I want to ask you, Pradana, you said they slaughtered many animals. Can I ask you, which is your favorite animal or which is your favorite meat?
My favorite meat is cow's meat because I literally like to eat cows rendang in there is a Padang national dish in Indonesia.
It's my dream. I've always wanted to try this. So hopefully I'll get to try it on my next trip to your hometown, Pradana. Thank you for sharing this fantastic subject with us. And finally, Kellen is standing by to present his story. Kellen?
Hi everyone, my name is Kellen. Today I'm going to present you about a lost child in the mall. That is my first time experiencing seeing a lost child. So when I was shopping in the basketball shop, then I bought a shoe in the afternoon because I like basketball. Then I was hungry and looking for food. So I searched for food. Then I see a child like almost half of my body without parents. Then my parents see the crowd near to the restaurant and we got no idea what happened. But I heard a mom shouting, "Where's my child?" I thought it was not the child, but I remember that before the child was confused and I think like finding for something. So I go to that crowd with my family while leading that child. And when I asked, "Is this your child?" the parents said yes and thanked to us. So the conclusion is that's my first time seeing a lost child. And honestly, I'm kind of nervous, but I don't know which one is that family's son or not. But it was so great that I found that child. I'm grateful that I don't lose my parents. So thank you for listening to my story. God bless you.
And thank you for sharing, Kellen. And we are also glad and grateful that you didn't lose your parents or they didn't lose you. But I want to ask you, Kellen, if you did lose your parents, what would you do to find them?
Of course, I have a phone, so I can call my mom and ask, where is she? And then I can go there. If I'm stuck, probably I'll ask my mom to go to me, and I'll stand by for a while.
Fantastic, Kellen. I couldn't agree more. You know, it's so simple, but many people panic in this situation. So very calm reaction here and very calm reporting. Wonderful work there, Kellen. And thank you to our second batch of reporters and our audience. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Ralph. Mr. Ralph, I'm sure you have some points to share. So please, Mr. Ralph, you have the floor.
All right, good job, everybody. Abi, Joshua, Nathan, Belvania, Pradana, and Kellen. Just like the first group, a wide variety of stories there. We have a story about the Jogja earthquake, somebody's lost in the mall, and the Idul Adha sacrifice, a basketball court excited about being built in the neighborhood, and interviewing the story of my brother. And of course, we have Belvania the Swiftie sharing the excitement of watching Taylor Swift's concert. Same as the first batch, I see a lot of confidence and fun storytelling there. Keep in mind that what I said earlier, always before you tell the story, that you believe the story is fun and exciting and it's informative. It's important to know so that everybody will listen to your story by telling yourself, hey, listen, I got a story to tell you. Have a listen. Now, a bit on the technical side, I don't know if Mr. Harry and Mr. Terry have shared the concept of the 5W1H with the students. We have this thing called the 5Ws, which are what, where, when, who, and why, coupled with 1H, which is how. That is the basic formula of how you build the 2-minute piece that you're about to tell. For instance, what is the story about? It starts with that, be it a Jogja earthquake or a visit to the zoo. Where does the story take place? Does it take place in Singapore for a concert, or is it right in my backyard? When is the story happening? Did the story happening a long time ago, or is the story happening as we speak right now? Who are we talking about? Are we talking about my brother? Are we talking about my sister? Are we talking about my dad being calm despite the earthquake and so forth? And then why? Why did this happen? And then how? How did the story come about? And if there are going to be future developments, because sometimes the story will continue as we go along. So all those things can give you a good start if you in trying to figure out where to begin or is somehow lost along the way. You can start with that structure, just fill in the blanks. What is the story? Where does it take place? When does it take place? Who are we talking about? And why did this happen? And how did this happen? And if we should look forward to more to follow after this. That's number one. And then number two would be, I always tell this, the importance of preparation. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. If you're not prepared, you're only gonna go so far. But if you are prepared and you've done your due diligence, you've done your homework, you've done all the fact checkings, and the 5W1H blanks are all filled out, you should do fine. You should do well because you know what you're going to bring out. You know what you're going to say. As simple as if you're about to say or tell something, but you have nothing in here, if it's a blank up here, and of course nothing is going to come out. But as opposed to that, if you've done your research, you write down the key points, everything is in here, and then usually like even 2 minutes will not be enough because you got so much to tell. You have to choose, you have to pick and choose which ones to tell to accommodate the whatever time frame you're given, be it 2 minutes or 3 minutes and so forth. So preparation is key. Remember that the P word, it's as simple as that. Prepare. And you guys are lucky to be living in the so-called information age where there's just a plethora, there's so much information available out there. But what you need to be careful about is some information they have to be checked, they have to be verified, since there is so much information out there. You cannot just accept information as it is. You have to double check and cross check over and over again in order to make sure that whatever comes out of you, be it building a basketball court in my neighborhood, be it a visit to the zoo, you have all your facts straight. You have everything is accurate so that when people listen and they get the information from you, they're not being misled. So that's basically it. So for example, I can give you a 5W1H concept. Say for instance, so I'm just doing this on the fly. I'm totally going off script. Say for instance, I'm holding the microphone here in front of my mouth, and then I'm doing it in front of the camera for a stream or a TV live report. Like I say, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we have the earpiece on one ear that's gonna give us the cue on when to talk, because we're gonna get the cue from the anchor in the studio, being Mr. Terry or Mr. Harry. On to you, Ralph, and then I'll say, hi, I'm right now standing in front of the presidential palace in Jakarta, and breaking news, it just happened. We just heard a statement from the president, Joko Widodo, who's just said about 2 minutes ago, that is the when part, that the COVID pandemic status has officially been lifted as of today. And the number of cases have been down and are in control. So that has been some of the considerations that have taken into place as to why this important decision has been issued, this important decree.
But moving forward, there's still going to be optional mask wearing, and there's going to be continuing vaccinations to reach all the remote areas, using starting with the first to the second, and the booster dose, the booster shots, and so forth. And the president also reminds the people to be continually on alert and be aware on the virus and its mutations, and also continue to live a healthy lifestyle as we speak moving forward. But again, this is an important milestone, especially after 3 years and counting. So many lives have been hit, so many lives have been impacted, and we can start living what is so-called the new normal from today. Reporting from in front of the presidential palace in Jakarta, I'm Ralph Tampubolon. Let's go back to Mr. Terry and Mr. Harry in the studio. So something like that, it covers all the 5W and 1H. The what is the COVID pandemic status being lifted, the where is the presidential palace, the when is today, the who is the president, the why is the number of cases are being down and already under control, and how is the vaccinations going forward, and optional mask wearings, and continue to be aware with continue to live a healthy lifestyle moving forward as you continue to get the number of cases down. So that is pretty much a general example on how you cover all bases in just 2 minutes talking about a story. So I hope that helps. And Mr. Terry, Mr. Harry, if there are any more comments, I welcome very much before we close.
All right, excellent. Harry, do you have any questions or comments that you would like to make before we continue?
I think I'll reserve my questions for the end when we get a chance to ask Mr. Ralph. I have a few for him. But other than that, I just want to say how grateful I am, Mr. Ralph, that you are able to give us this masterclass live. So everyone, I hope you're taking notes, and I hope that you can watch the live stream again, the delayed stream, or the broadcast again, because there you have it, from a professional. He's in the field, he has the experience. So I just want to say thank you for giving the junior reporters this wonderful experience, Mr. Ralph. Thank you. That's all I want to add. Terry, back to you.
Thank you very much. And yes, thank you very much for your incredible insight. So I do have one question before we turn it over to our students. We're going to allow our students to ask some questions, but let's say one of our students is really interested in becoming a reporter in the future. So what steps do you suggest they take so that they can hone their skills before they actually go to journalism school or learning about broadcasting and other things in university?
Well, to learn, there's so much to learn, but start with what is it that you're passionate about? If you're passionate about animals at the zoo, start there. If you're passionate about cooking, start there. If you're passionate about sports, you can begin there. And then once you find what you're interested in, try to write down the 5W and 1H on that subject to cover about 2 or 3 minutes. And then once you have that on paper, and then you just stand in front of the mirror, or in this case, you can in front of your tablets or phones or devices that you have, so you can see yourself, be it on the mirror or on screen, so you can see whether I'm standing too much to the left or not centered enough, or is my body language, my head is tilted too much, and so forth. You have to have that calm presence to deliver what you've written about, because that's the key. And you start with that. I started with that because I have a passion on a certain thing, and then I wrote something about it, and then I just kept practicing, just talking about it. And before you know it, 2 minutes is not enough, because you have so much interested in it, and you have so much to tell about it. And that's a good place to start, because journalism itself is just a platform. Sure, there is it is something that you can take as a major in college, or even before that in high school, middle school, but study more about that. But the thing is, journalism is an outlet, is a platform to tell stories and cover stories about a wide variety of subjects. Like I mentioned, it can be about sports, it can be about politics, it can be about the market, can be about natural disasters, anything. It starts with your passion about a certain topic that is key, and that will help you prepare, because you're not feeling as if you're being pressured too much, and you can just go with that and keep practicing 2 minutes every day in front of the mirror, in front of the screen, and then evaluate, ask your parents or ask your teachers whether I'm doing this right or not, and what can I do to fix or improve on this. And then you will only get better, as practice, we know, makes perfect. So that's for a start that I can tell you, because that's how I started. And I can tell you, the first time that I did a live report, I was so nervous, out of my mind. And it was at the football stadium at GBK for the presidential campaign, that all the candidates were there, meeting their constituents, meeting their people for different political parties. It was a huge crowd, and you can easily get distracted by everything. And I was supposed to do it also in English, which isn't easy by itself, because we speak Indonesian first and English second. But again, going back to the P word, coming in, I knew what time I was supposed to do it, and what are we going to talk about. So basically, coming in, I already have 80% of material prepared, and the rest would just be the development on the site, on venue, which, for instance, like somebody is going to arrive late, or there's going to be a new statement coming out of a certain candidate, and so forth. We can just add on to that. But bottom line is, as nervous as I was, I calmed my nerves. I always remember the countdown in my ear, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it was live. So if there was a slip up, it wasn't taped, it was live, but I managed to do it from start to finish, and the rest is history. So you got to start somewhere, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just be prepared and start with what you love. So that's basically what I can give you for a start. But overall, good job, everybody. Excited to hear everything that's been reported from you all.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph. So I think we can take 1 or 2 questions. Students, does anybody have any questions? Please raise your hand. All right, let's go over to Prama. Prama, please.
Since I know Mr. Ralph from my mom, I could tell you something. Is it hard or not to be in an interview?
Okay.
Is it hard or not? Because, for me, it's hard because I'm not like my mom.
Okay, when you talk about an interview, an interview is two things: talking and listening. A question followed by an answer. An interview can be summed up as Q&A, question and answer. Now, Prama, if you ask me, is it hard or not? Well, it depends. Sometimes if the topic is something that you're not really passionate about, but you have to like dig deep into it and study a lot about it and ask somebody who you're not very comfortable with asking these questions for one reason or another, it can be challenging, but you have to stay professional as the interviewer that you are. No matter who you're interviewing, no matter what the interview is about, just tell yourself that I want to ask questions, and these are the questions that I want to know the answer for. So if the person is not answering, just keep asking the questions left and right to try to get the answer, because sometimes they're not going to answer what you ask, especially if it's an uncomfortable question. That can be challenging. But again, whether it's easy or difficult, going back to the preparation factor, if you're prepared, if you know who you're going to interview, if you're going to interview Mr. Harry, you're going to interview Mr. Terry, if you're going to interview me, you do a background study on who you're going to interview. That's going to help a lot. Where was he born? Where did he go to school? What job does he have right now? What did he do in the last couple of months that made him in the news? And what are you going to ask him or her about? If you have all that, you should do fine, because you always have questions to ask. And my mentor once told me, a good interviewer, Prama, the sign of a good interviewer is somebody who never, ever runs out of questions. So you always have something to ask. There's always something to ask, and it can only come by practice. And again, practice makes perfect. It starts with the preparation. So it can be both. It can be easy, it can be hard, but through practice, through time, the hard will eventually become easy. I hope that answers your question.
All right, thank you very much, everyone. I'm sorry we have gone out of time over time, but I would like to say thank you very much to Ralph. Thank you, Teacher Harry, and thank you all to the parents and the students who have joined us here today live. Thank you very much, and on behalf of Edukita and Edu News, thank you and have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Mr. Ralph.
Hey, Prama. All right, I think that is it for today. Please take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you.
Thank you.